Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. We have at last come to the season 5 finale of The Expanse. So this is it. This is the last one. Let me move this pillow because Nala is coming over. She might want to jump up on her spot soon. But yes, we have arrived at the end of season 5, finally, after a very long, difficult journey and lots of struggles with YouTube. I don't know, it's been really odd. I'm not sure exactly why I've had so many issues with Amazon and YouTube this particular season. They were good last season for season 4, and I know a lot of other people are not having as big of a struggle in this, but for some reason, it's turned out to be recently my biggest struggle in terms of any reaction videos, but we have made it, and hopefully we'll be able to get all of the rest of the episodes up on YouTube, but at least they will be on Patreon, so there will be that option to watch. Alright, Nala is about ready to get going here, but yes, I'm excited. I'm very curious to see how everything's gonna wrap up. You know, Naomi is sitting there waiting as Alex and Bobby approach, and she's dreading what's about to happen, uncertain what it is that she has come up with at the end of the last episode that she seems to be starting to try to implement to deal with that situation. We also have Drummer and her group on a collision course with Holden, which she has been ordered to basically kill him and get rid of the Rocinante, which I highly doubt is what is about to happen here. I think that Drummer is about to have her Marco break and end that no matter what. And then of course Amos and Clarissa managed to get off Earth and head their way to Luna, where Avasrala is now in charge, so lots of potential interesting things there as well. So, alright Nala, you ready? You ready? Nala, you ready? She's ready. Okay. Hope you guys are ready too. Here we go.
Take back control.
That bitch needs to go. Like, I really want her to die.
The fucking magazines right in their faces.
Suicide mission.
Fight. We'll give them one. Give my friends a chance to get away. I'll do it for Fred.
She's like, hold on a second. I didn't really sign up to
Alex
die here.
5 ships. The Chetzamoka was just a trap to draw the Rocinante out. Well, we're in it now. No getting out. Christ. So while we deal with these ships, you'll have to go on alone. Get Naomi. We'll buy you every second we can. Rocinante out.
Shit, Alex. I'm sorry.
Now they all think that the Rossi's gonna blow up and Holden's gonna die.
Copy that loud and clear, Rocinante. We'll get her back, Jim. Go give him hell.
Go right past us. Spreading the love around, a lot less likely we hit anything. The smartest belters are probably on that frigate. Better to throw most of what we got at them.
The goal is to fly through them and buy as much time as we can for the Razorback. We're not trying to win.
Bill's like, I mean,
I'd rather win.
yeah, I'd rather try to find a way to buy time and not die. Oh no! One of her guys? Yeah! He's like, no! You guys fighting amongst yourselves, Jesus. Oh good, she's dead! I'm sorry, that sounded so bad. This is...
What are you doing?
What we should have done before.
Yes!
Nice to see these belters stab each other in the back instead of us for once.
Neither of the Belter ships are targeting us anymore.
I can't wait to hear this story.
Belter hostiles, this is Rocinante. Shut down your reactors and stand down immediately, or we will engage. Acknowledge.
Moving. This is drama.
He's probably like, holy shit! Thought we were all about to die. What is she doing? What? Oh my god, what is this? Did she thought that... Do you think that if she just jumped out into space and let herself die, they won't try to dock with the ship and so they'll be okay? Bobby! Did Bobby just launch her fucking self out into space to get her? Oh.
I'm still getting us out of this spot.
Oh my god, she did. What the hell? Only Bobby!
Alright, we clear the Chitsamok's path.
Alex, reply. Do you read me?
What?
Alex.
He's dead? What?
Tainan, Dawok, and Maotang all are now on the float. Still no single.
Did he stroke? He stroked out? Are you...
Rocinante is under trust, heading for Chasmoka.
I need to speak to Corral.
We sent 3 tight beam. All
Are you
to Ghana,
serious?
Nothing come back.
Say it again!
Yes, boss man.
No, he can't just be dead like that. Right, like...
She wants to handle the funeral. Right?
He's actually dead!
You'll receive full
Wait.
military honors.
This is because of that actor.
You can know. What we had together, our odd little family on the Rosie, it was good. Truly good. People come into our lives and they go out. Families change. It can be hard and sad, but we bear it. As long as we don't shut ourselves off from the new, wonderful things that come, and I know there will be more wonderful things for you. You can let me go. It will all be alright. I will love you, and Amos, and Alex, for as long as I love anything. But mostly you. Don't waste that. Take what we had and build on it. In that way, we'll be there.
Then they can take that message and apply it to Alex instead.
It's not your fault.
Losing a friend.
Making the choice to hold your ground to save your family. As far as last stands go, that's the one I picked. He picked it too.
I called him a brave idiot.
He was one.
There's worse things to be.
Let's get you settled in.
Actually, I'm gonna need
A lot's changed since then.
So, even though you were gonna kill me then, now we got each other's backs.
Oh my god, he's trying to use this as an analogy
We're family
for
now.
them and Clarissa.
All right.
We're good.
She's gonna ride with us for a little while. She's gonna need a new idea, but I think I got that covered. I know I got it. Thank you for being cool about this.
Oh my god! She's like, hey, sorry.
Come on up.
Oh my god! Thank you for being cool.
An entire fleet of Martians gone rogue, in league with an ally.
That's impossible.
Nope.
It's madness.
You may have bought them.
But with what? Because money is not enough.
Molecule.
Oh!
There's a possibility the sample wasn't destroyed with the Zamir.
Possibility.
Why would Martians take proto-molecule through their ring after what they did on Ilus?
Maybe they know something we don't.
What is this? Hell was that? Okay, well that was episode 10, the season finale, and it messed me up majorly, as I'm sure you guys saw throughout the course of the whole episode from the point where Alex died until the end. So before I address that, because that's the biggest thing obviously that needs to be addressed, the ending. What the hell just happened? What? So, of course, okay. So I'm really glad that they seem to have somewhat clarified the motivations behind the rogue group of the Martian military that sided with Marco and gave him stealth technology and ships and the ability to implement his plan to attack Earth. And that seems to be that they were very unhappy and unsatisfied about the situation on Mars and what Mars had become in the aftermath of everything that happened with the ring. But they were all so they decided that it would be a good idea to side with Marco and allow him to wage war on Earth, and with the portion of Martians that wanted to remain on, that would be remaining, and try to, I guess, form his free navy and take control of their solar system, with the understanding that Marco would help them to go to some other solar system that was through the ring and give them access, after he stole it, to the protomolecule samples so that Cortez can do something with it on this particular planet in this particular system that they were going to be going to, where Cortez thinks that he can somehow reactivate it to do who even the fuck knows what. So we don't know all the details of that element of it, but we know that the goal was to have access to the protomolecule, this system, and basically for Marco and his free navy to serve as gatekeepers to prevent anyone from coming after them or trying to gain control of access to the part of the ring, the portal through the ring that would take others to that system, so they could set up their own their own government, their own system with their own rules, and not have to deal with anybody else, I suppose. But I don't know what their plans were with the protomolecule. But whatever their plans were, something is not happy about it, and something went clearly very wrong because everything froze there, and then this sort of red particles and smoke-like substance starts going over all of them, taking everything, and then it seems to disappear. So did it destroy them? Did it eat them? Like, what the hell did it do? What happened to them at the end there? Yeah, so clearly that's the big setup in going into the next season, which I partially wanted to touch on it because I do think it's interesting. One of the things about this season that I wanted to mention that was interesting to me is that most of the prior seasons, while they were on the one hand very focused on the political drama between the different factions and the interpersonal drama, particularly between the Rossi crew, but of all of our main characters, there was always this kind of underlying sort of boogeyman in the background of whatever that particular season's issue was, that it was building up to being a much more serious issue that they all had to come together to face, of something extraterrestrial. Not just extraterrestrial, but extra solar system. So first season, of course, just being the protomolecule in general, and then we had the hybrids in the second season, then everything with the ring in the third season, and then of course the fourth season on Elos, there was all sorts of shit that had to do with the protomolecule. And yeah. So this season was the only one where, besides the stealing of the protomolecule, we didn't really have anything like that in the background that was kind of looming over everything and that we had to worry about. It was really focused on the human interpersonal drama and the political drama. So then at the end here, they definitely started us off with something else that we don't have any clue about or understand, that I guess is going to be ready to cause issues in the next season. So that's definitely a big thing to be curious about. And I do think it's going to potentially be interesting because it's obviously not just a protomolecule related issue. And they always also have had in the overarching background issue of what was it or who was it that killed the makers of the proto-molecules civilization, and is that what we're going to have to deal with here? That would be super, super curious and interesting. So yeah, so that's kind of the big cliffhanger they're leaving us with. As for everybody else, the cliffhanger, so to speak, isn't so much of a cliffhanger. It's just that now Avasarala's in charge. She has Bobby working with her again. She has Holden and the crew of the Rossi that remains, plus some new members that are a part of it that aren't officially working for her, but kind of are working for her like it was in the past when she was Secretary General. So, I mean, they're putting that in place, and the idea that they'd be trying to deal with Marco, but now obviously it's much more than just Marco, and so I have no idea what direction that's going to take. I do think it's interesting how they've kind of set it up. So Clarissa's going to be joining the crew, which after this season, I'm actually fully on board for. I think it'll create some interesting dynamics, obviously, with her and Holden, and also her and Naomi. I don't know how Naomi is gonna take to her, especially after everything that she caused in the third season. But of course, you know, she's obviously become pretty important to Amos, and I like the dynamic between the two of them, and I think that she's an interesting character, so I'm happy with her inclusion. Bull, I think, is obviously been set up to become the next pilot. It is interesting to think about because I knew about what the actor who played Alex had been accused of doing, and that I did also know that he was not going to be on the show for the 6th season. I was aware of that as well, though I had kind of forgotten by the time it got here, you know? But so I had even thought early on in my watching of this season, you know, as they had Bull coming in, that maybe they're setting him up to be a replacement for Alex. And that I think that's obviously what it's going to be, that he's going to be the new pilot. And that'll be interesting to see. liked him a lot as a character in the book that he was in, which obviously he met a very different fate. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out here. He could potentially be a good addition, but I don't know. I just with everything, guys, with everything, I didn't even with knowing about the actor's situation and that he wouldn't be in the next season, I really didn't expect them to kill him. I really was not. Like, I did not see that coming. And especially, you know, we were only about halfway through the episode. Usually you'd think that if somebody big, one of the main cast, was going to be killed off, that would be like a concluding near the end sort of moment. But I am kind of glad it wasn't, because it did give opportunity for them to talk about it. I thought the scene with Naomi and Holden, when they were talking, and then she played that message, and it was originally supposed to be in reference to her, but now is in reference to Alex, was really moving. I was really upset during it, but also moved. And then I thought also that you know, when Amos was talking to them about his thoughts about how Alex died, and that was the way he would want to die, and I thought that was also a very good scene. So yeah, but I was not expecting it at that point in time, and it also was just so sudden. You know, it was like a celebratory moment that Naomi was saved by Bobby there, and they're going back to the ship, and then suddenly just like he's just sitting there with blood around him, just dead, just suddenly dead. And I mean, I guess that's accurate, right? And now that, you know, after it happened, after the fact, I know that Bobby had said to him that the way they were going to maneuver, what they were going to try to do, it would be potential for them to stroke out. And it actually, you know, it is kind of smart, because that has been something that's been touched upon since the beginning about the dangers of some of the things that they do in flying, and how that is a huge risk and pressure on their bodies. You know, I remember the scenes in the Razorback with Bobby and Avasarala, and that was, she was so concerned about that happening with Avasarala, and there's been other times with them on the Rossi too. So the fact that ended up happening, I do think is an appropriate way. If they were going to kill him off, it's an appropriate way to do it, and also having it be him saving Naomi is an appropriate storyline way for it to go down, and having it while he's piloting. But the fact that he was if he was piloting the Rossi, it would have been better. And it's such a it's such a rough situation, because like that's what the actor and everything, you kind of want to be like, all right, well, however he's gonna be killed off, it's they just have to do what's best for the show, and oh well. But the actor and Alex are not the same, and you would want the character Alex, if he had to be killed off, you would want him to be able to be killed off, like at least on the Rossi, I guess. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense. It's like really early in the morning, in the AM hours, and I'm also really emotionally drained after that, so hopefully what I'm saying makes any sort of sense. But all right. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this season, even though it took me forever to get through it. But like, I don't know about you guys, there was a lot of emphasis on the human relationships, and I thought they did a really good job with it. There was a lot of serious emotional stuff that had to be portrayed, particularly for Naomi in her whole situation with everything that she went through this season. And God, I fucking hate Marco. And also for Drummer, my God. Yeah. I feel so bad for Drummer now. But she did the right thing. She did the right thing. That's what she had to do. Fuck Marco. I just hope that Marco dies next season. And, you know, I would say that it'd be nice if Naomi could do it, but I don't feel like that she would actually want to have that and live with it. But it'd be pretty awesome if Drummer could take him out. And hopefully Philip can get the fuck away from him. I don't know. So I guess that's my big hope. And speaking of, I was pretty happy when Carell died. But anyway, this has become a very long video, and I think that, like I said, I'm pretty emotionally wrecked by that, so what I'm saying might not even be making a lot of sense. So I think it's probably a good time for me to wrap this up. So yeah, sorry again, apologies to you guys for the long waits in between episodes at times. I don't know what the deal is with YouTube in particular, but hopefully we'll be able to get all the episodes posted at least. So again, thank you guys for your patience, and thank you so much for going on this journey with me. Let me know what your thoughts were about this season and its conclusion and what would be coming up in the last season. And I'll just say thank you so much for being here with me. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.